Hello, and welcome to the OriginMD channel. The epigraph for this video is summarized in the flavor text of the card Lay of the Land. Victory favors neither the righteous or the wicked, it favors only the prepared. In the level 2 main video, we've discussed the basics of deck building, and I assume you've already seen the slide from there. The centerpiece of any deck building is the plan and its execution. If you want to improve your decks, all elements are important, but the best decks in any Magic game share the same trait. Their plan is solid and consistent. In this video, we'll delve deeper into the planning concept. Think of it as an onion made of layers. You'll have to peel the layers to understand it better, and maybe even shed a tear, before you reach the essence. It's pointless to waste much time discussing why you shouldn't use more than 60 cards in a good deck. Even pros, who have access to thousands and tens of thousands of cards, will use the minimal amount. If you want to win consistently, so will you. Corner cases exist, but if you're not rank 40 or won a lot of tournaments yet, stick to a 60 card deck as a golden rule, period. Mana base is a complex topic once you start looking at the nitty-gritty, subject to a separate video. Finally, it's time to discuss the plan. No matter what you do, you have to ask yourself the question:
Do I really look like a guy with a plan?
A good deck without a plan does not exist. It doesn't matter if it's a starter-only deck or a Pro Tour deck. Average deck builders may lose focus and include conflicting elements in their strategy. Jam good cards in simply because they are powerful, or modify successful decks and still fail to win consistently. A deck builder who always has a plan of the games in mind will be successful even if his plan doesn't work, because he can understand his mistakes and change the strategy. So, how can you learn to strategize properly if the game is ever changing? What makes a plan good? The best plans are either fail-proof or specialized. If you have answers to everything your opponent has, you will win. If you have water to counter his fire, removal for creatures, artifact hate for vehicles, counter spells for planeswalkers, and board wipes versus aggro, you're quite versatile. Can this work most of the time? Yes. Can you build a powerful deck that specializes on something? Yes. For example, if your deck relies on powerful enter the battlefield abilities, such as Avacyn's indestructibility, and drawing card effects. Flickering those creatures with an Eldrazi Displacer can be very powerful, but this card rarely works outside of such decks. But let's go deeper. A completely fail-proof plan does not exist. Specialized decks also share some common traits. All good decks must have Plan B. This is the backup plan. Let's apply it all to Magic Duels deck types. General aggro Plan A may sound like this. Play so many threats so fast, opponent can't deal with all of them before his life drops to 0. Plan B. Burn him with spells to close out the game. Plan C. Have evasion on creatures to push through once he stabilizes in the mid-game. Flying, haste, menace, unblockable may help in this regard. A word of caution. Do not attempt to mix all the plans in one pot. Choose one. Don't go over the limit of 60 cards, and don't include too little lands. Choose Plan B or Plan C as the main backup plan. Specific example: play lots of 1 and 2 red mana creatures, pump them, and win by dealing direct damage in the early game and burn in the mid game. General control Plan A. Prevent opponent from executing his game plan. When the opponent can't defeat you, play a threat he can't answer, and win with it. Plan B. Attack with manlands. Good enough? Specific example. Utilize early game removal to survive early game, counter spells and have removal mid game, card draw to make sure you have more answers than opponent has threats, then cast out a bomb such as Ulamog or Chandra Flamecaller, and win in 2 or 3 turns. General midrange Plan A. Survive early game by trading creatures with aggro. Use combo tricks to win mid-game versus aggro decks. Against control, you have to be more aggressive at the beginning and gain enough advantage to win the game before it's too late, when control is the strongest. Plan B. Use trample, flying, hexproof, unblockable, and bounce to deliver damage. Plan C. Burn to deliver fatality. Plan D. Use removal for late game threats such as bulky creatures, planeswalkers, artifacts, and enchantments. Specific example. Use Spirits with Flash to cast them on an opponent's turn to tap down threats such as vehicles. In the mid-game, keep opponent's board tapped while attacking. Counterspell non-creature threats. Flying counts as evasion, late-game flip Ormandal to win the game. Again, a word of caution, don't try to jam all the backup plans together or go over the 60 card limit. This is how you improve your deck building skills and consistency. There are other deck types in Magic that are underrepresented in Duels, such as combo and ramp decks. A combo deck is a combination of two or more cards that is so powerful it wins you the game. This is a tall order to implement given Magic Duels card pool and rarity restrictions. Ramp decks rely on accelerating available mana pool every turn to play out a threat that can't be easily answered, such as an Ulamog on turn 5 or 6, but are also not too common in Duels. So, given that you have watched the video up to now, I hope the main message of the video has been sent. Have a plan and understand the plans of other decks. More than 90% of decks built by pros don't work out in the end. Deck building is an iterative process where you come up with an idea, test it, refine it, test it, and repeat. You must build lots of decks before you become better. Just remember, a good deck without a solid plan and a backup plan does not exist, no matter if you're using starter-only cards or preparing for a pro tour. So I want to thank you for watching and see you in the next video.